I would say that there is, and this is me speaking, just a measured amount of excitement around a new GM, a new head coach. I mean, living here and following the Giants closely, and I know, of course, your history with the team, everybody wants them to do so well. And so it's so disappointing when they don't. And the pressure is immense on Daniel Jones. For a new head coach, new GM, they haven't been as splashy as other teams in free agency, but they are, putting some pieces together and trying to navigate the salary cap and what's going on there, as you detailed. What do you think Daniel Jones will need to do in order to have what is by and large considered an acceptable kind of rebound performance this season for the Giants?
Yeah, a couple of things. So, I do still pay attention to the New York Giants. I grew up a Giant fan. I think I only rooted against the Giants the times that I played against them when I was with the team, though. And yeah, especially that one Super Bowl. But the connection is more of my heart, and having been a native New Yorker. Watching what they're doing, I totally understand, because I paid attention to these jobs as they open up. And Brian Daboll and Joe, they have a salary cap issue. They went into that job knowing that there was a salary cap issue where it was going to be difficult to acquire players. That's the bad news. The good news is it's the first year. So they have time to do a couple of things with players, maybe move on from other players to gain salary cap space for the future by not doing big contracts now, by not extending players, by not borrowing against the future, by restructuring contracts. When it comes to their quarterback, this is going to be really interesting, in my opinion, because I think Brian Daboll is really going to like Daniel Jones because he's big, he's strong, he's athletic, he can do the things that Brian is going to want his quarterback to do, to be mobile, to extend plays. Different, lesser version than Josh Allen, but he's been around quarterbacks like this who have mobility and, again, can extend plays. So to me, I think it's going to be really interesting because they've got him this year. Brian's going to work with him, and Brian's been around a lot of quarterbacks that he's seen develop. He was there when we first got Tommy in New England and we developed Tommy. He was there with Josh Allen. He was there at Alabama with Nick Saban when they've developed a couple of quarterbacks. He has seen what the process looks like, and he knows how to do it. To me, I think one of the big keys is going to be that Brian's really going to work on significantly with him is ball security. That has been a problem for him from the time that he's gotten into the league. There was a moment where he was getting better at it, but Brian, I know, won't have a high threshold of tolerance for a lack of ball security and not respecting the ball. And I still think that we don't know what Daniel Jones is yet. And he's had so much turnover at the coordinator position, at the head coaching position. There's been, sometimes I think when you look at players, there's been players that are good prospects or average prospects, above average prospects. They end up in the right situation and the right circumstance. They're given the time, the coaching, and the culture in order to develop. Other times there's quarterbacks that come in that no matter what happens, they have all this talent, they have the tools, they've got the makeup, but the culture and the situations and the circumstances around them don't allow them to develop. And I've seen it work both ways with players. So I'm not sure if things have been in the best situation for Daniel Jones, again, to see what really what kind of quarterback he can be in the National Football League.